I'm
Okay.
here.
Oh,
he's there.
great,
Okay.
I don't have my web camera, but I'm here.
great. We can call this to order.
Amazing how something so simple can be so difficult.
At 12:38, I've got Nancy.
At 12:38, shall we call it that?
Yeah.
And roll call is Nancy, Steve, Michael, all present. And Linda is with us in her capacity as the N&E chair when the AGM took place.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, we've done that. Now let's adopt the agenda. Is that, anybody want to make a motion, Steve?
A motion that we adopt the agenda.
Do we have to change it to the date or the time on it, even since it says one time and we adapted that time, or does that matter?
Okay, there are two different agendas out there,
Right.
Michael. There's an amended agenda that you can get to via the N&E committee
Yeah, I'm
page.
fine. If it's been amended, that's fine. I'll second that.
Okay. And the other agenda that's on the committee agendas and meetings page that you get to through that link is the old one. So there are two of them out there. So we're good with the amended agenda. Okay, accepted unanimously. Next order of business is approve the September 27th, 2021 minutes. Does anyone, okay.
I'd
Steve
say by
makes-
acclamation, I don't think there's any changes, but I can't say that because I'm not really here as a member of the committee anymore.
I'll
Well,
second it. I
Steve
looked at
just
it this
gave me a
morning.
thumbs up. So,
I'll second it. I looked at it this morning.
okay, so adopted by acclamation. So now we go into the certification part. I have heard from Sudden Valley staff that there were 3 ballots dropped in their overnight box. I have not heard from Catherine, although she did send me an email saying she would check their post office this morning. So what I'm going to propose is we put in 3 returned late, the appropriate places for now. And when I get Catherine's email, I will forward it to everybody and add it up. And we will call that will be the certified report.
Yep.
Are we all agreeable with that?
Yeah.
Sounds good to me. It looks like we may have a question from Linda.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to point out, it's just that it's good that she's going to send that to us. And as far as certifying the election, it only has to do with the number of ballots, number 1, actually received, and then the number that weren't counted. It doesn't affect the results of the election in any way. The actual numbers of those who voted. That's all I got to say.
Okay, so we're certifying the election, not the report, which
Yeah.
is fine with me. So we all unanimous, we certify the report, though I will put my name on it. I mean,
Okay.
there is some editing that needs to go in there that's purely cosmetic. I do have a question for Linda, and that is, do we need those ballots if they are received at Unilect? Can she send an image of them, just a picture?
She could
She's
just
going to-
send an image of them. I don't know if they're going to have, 30 or, I don't know what they'll have for received late. We used to, she could just send an image because she's able to do that. You saw how she handled the ones that they got there with no signatures. And I would say that's just fine for our records.
Okay, So I will ask her to send images of that and shred the physical ballots.
Yep,
Since they don't affect anything.
yeah.
Okay, let me make a note of that because my memory is garbage right now. Okay.
There were a number of people, like I could think three right off the top of my head on Facebook that made comments that they never got a ballot. There were people that had no idea what was going on. For next year, we should put in our future business meeting agenda that we discuss better communication and way before the N&E stuff, we should somehow verify addresses so we don't lose 30 votes like we did this year with undeliverable or whatever.
Actually, to tell you the truth, that's really a good number for undeliverables. I know there was one guy, I think it was the last guy that voted in person on Saturday. I think he's on, and I would have to look, I recognize the name, where he said he had a change of address. It's like, I think he bought his property here and just moved in or whatever. And he had his old address because it hadn't completed yet for what Sudden Valley had on file with him. But
Yeah.
no, but you should know, Michael, that list, the list that we get comes straight from Gil in accounts receivable. And those are the addresses that their ACH stuff is mailed to, that their coupons are mailed to. So that should be a really, really accurate mailing.
Should be. Apparently it's not.
Yeah, that's true. And you don't know it until
But still,
the
what we
mailer runs it.
what we could do is send out a mailer or something a few months early saying the AGM is coming up. Can you please, if your address has changed, can you make sure you've set that up with Sudden Valley or whatever? But that's future business. That's all.
Yep.
I'm tossing it out there for the
Yeah,
agenda.
I just wanted you to know how accurate the mailing address the mailing list should be.
Yeah, as close
Okay.
as as few ballots as we got, and as close as some things were, we can't afford 30.
Yeah, that's
votes.
true. That's true.
Yeah, if one person had changed their vote, another one of the bylaws would have passed. But what I want to say is Catherine had a pretty good suggestion that she sent an email for unsigned ballots. And that was reserve the first 15 minutes of voting on Saturday morning for people to come in and sign their unsigned ballots. We'd let them know that the ballot would be unsigned, but that is a time they could come in and do it. And we wouldn't be doing voting. So it'd be like at 8:45, I guess, unless, yeah.
You may want to give them a little long. It's just people will say that's not very much time for me to get down there, but I don't know if you want to plan on being there at 8 o'clock because we usually are anyway.
I do not want to plan on being there. And believe me, those ballots will be up in admin and they are welcome to go up to admin at any time and sign them. This will be simply a last chance.
Yeah, it's hard when, and I don't, and here's my point to you. If it's like they're received at Unilect, there was only one of those 4 that came in early. All the rest of them were in their very last batch they sent me on Friday. So you won't have that actual ballot in some cases, if it's late like that, until Unilect comes and unpacks their stuff and maybe plans on giving us those ballots right then, if there won't be time for them. Michael and there was one young lady, didn't sign her ballot. I got the phone number from Gil and took it up to the office. They called her. She came in that day before closing, signed it and put it in. So if we get them, it's okay. But you need to think through that of what are you going to do? Because if they come to Unilec that way, you're going to have to be able to get the actual ballot. Just food for thought.
Yeah, we can discuss this at a.
Yep,
future
I
meeting.
understand. Yep, that's all.
Yeah.
I need to
The
get
other-
back to work, or so.
The other thing I want to do is add the thing on how to change your vote and just copy the county's procedure of Xing it or lining it, whatever the county had down there, we'll copy it. So there's no confusion.
Oh, you mean for the ballot? I gotcha.
Yeah, for the ballot, but again, as Michael has corrected us, that's for later business. Okay, are we ready to move on to next meeting times? Now, I suggest, after looking at that list we got with our link, we can the December 27th one. Because
I don't see any point in having it.
neither do I. And it's, it's just in the Christmas week. So nobody wants to do it then. The other date that would be a problem was May 30th is Memorial Day. So we needed a week earlier on May 23rd. Okay,
Yeah,
Steve's good with that.
Ended up changing it this year too.
And I don't know, we're also slated for October 31st, which is Halloween. Now, I don't mind doing on a Halloween, but I don't know if they do that trunk or treat or whether people just move Halloween to the weekend now and don't do it on the actual day, and whether it matters to any of us.
It
I
doesn't
would
matter to me.
I would appreciate it being moved
You guys
forward.
are gonna be in the middle of registering at that time. And
Uh,
that's, we canceled it this year too.
Steve?
I would like for us to move it forward a week because of Halloween. Also with the understanding that because this year we did cancel it because we were doing registration, that it's one of those that's earmarked to maybe be canceled in the future.
Okay, well, we'll move it to the 24th, which is a week earlier, and we quite easily could cancel it. November 28th, we just moved to November 7th, which is the first Monday after the AGM next year, and cancel everything else on that list. Because
From December 26th, January 30th and on, just cancel all those.
yes, because we typically don't put dates so far into the next year.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
gonna stay with Mondays then, right, Nancy? That's what you're saying. You're gonna stay with your Mondays. You're not gonna change it as a,
Yeah, I should ask that first. Thank you, Linda. Is everybody agreeable to staying with Mondays? Steve is. Michael?
Yeah, seems fine with me.
Okay, how about 6:30?
That's
Is
what we
that
have.
good? I'd actually rather have 7, but how do you all may be used to 6:30?
I mean, sometimes getting dinner and to the meeting in time at 6:30 was difficult for me, but I'm willing to go with whatever's best for everybody.
If we-
Michael?
I'd rather stay at 6:30. If we push it back, it's gonna push ending it back, so.
Okay, we can stay at 6:30 then. Because,
Good.
I'll change that to, it says 12:30 on that email, but that's because it was today, I think.
Yeah, that's today, that 12:31.
Okay. So we've solved that. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
I don't think so. You don't have any questions about the report or the spreadsheet or anything, do you, Nancy?
No, I'm just waiting for Catherine to send me an email with a number, and then I will ask her to just send images.
Okay, that's all. I just wondered if you had any questions, because I sent it to you all this stuff yesterday and
The only question I have is send me the PowerPoint blank. I don't.
I
think
don't
you did.
have that blank.
Oh.
I
Okay.
just what we've always done in the past is just write over it. It used to be on a thumb drive in the ASM's office, and I don't know what happened to it. If
Okay,
Rachel knows where it is, that's who used to keep it, not me. I just
okay,
did
well,
out of frustration.
send me the image from this one, this AGM, and I'll write over it next time.
Okay,
Anything else, Steve?
I do have one piece of question. How long do we need to hold on to the ballots and envelopes and all that?
well, remember when we all went together because I wanted you all to see how I usually empty it out in August or September. Normally, because you'll have to get the keys. And that's something I need to tell you all. I sent a note to AJ about the keys because when I used to turn them in, and I still have them, they used to put them in an envelope in the safe. And the keys were in there, the cord of that door down in accounting that they never changed this year, and that sort of thing. I don't think the two girls that are ladies that are in the office now have the combination to the safe. And I don't want to just turn them over and have them get lost, because if they do, you're screwed. So I sent to AJ and he hasn't sent me I emailed him to his board email because I don't want those keys to get lost.
Yeah, well, we can talk about the logistics of the keys
Okay,
later. And I don't care if those ballots set in a gun case until August.
August or September. It's just, you're going to want to bring them over and you're going to want to shred stuff. I just make sure that that shredder barrel in accounting is empty. And then the only thing, the secrecy envelopes you can throw in the trash, but the envelopes, the ballots, all the paperwork and stuff, that all goes in that shred barrel.
Right. Okay. Do we have anything else? Michael's muted, so I can't see or hear him, but he can, if he wants to speak up, he can.
I'm done.
Okay, but somebody needs a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Unanimous.
Well,
Okay, we'll
At
see y'all later, and if
12:56.
anything terrible comes up, you'll hear from me. Okay,
And
bye-bye.
12:56 p.m. is the adjourn time I've got for you guys.